This case is part of the unsolved mysteries of the World Series. In 2012, truckers began reporting a strange man who was knocking on their windows while they were parked at the Little Rock, Arkansas rest stop. At first, the reports were just of a tall man, sometimes wearing a hat and a coat, walking around the parking lot and knocking on the windows of the trucks. Some truckers reported that when they rolled down their window, he would run off. Others said he never made a sound, not a word or a peep. To this day, nobody knows what this man was doing. But there was something else strange about him, too. Nobody could see his face. Every single person who saw him reported that his face was either completely obscured by shadow or he had no face at all. It was as if the skin had been ripped off his face, leaving just the eyes and the mouth, which was never moving. Naturally, this led to all sorts of speculation. Was it some kind of crazed fan who had plastic surgery to hide his identity? Was it a serial killer out for a midnight snack? Or was it something more sinister? What we do know is that before the truckers started reporting the man, security footage from inside the rest stop showed a faceless man pacing back and forth for hours on end. He would walk past the rows of gas pumps, then turn around and walk back again. Sometimes he would stop and stare directly at the security cameras. Other times he would put his hands in his pockets and walk even faster. But always, he was alone. To this day, nobody knows who this man was or why he was never seen without his face. One theory is that the man had some kind of rare medical condition that made him feel isolated and different. Perhaps he was so ashamed that he wore a mask to cover up. Another theory is that the man was an escaped convict who had plastic surgery to change his appearance. This seems unlikely, however, as there were no reports of any missing persons or escaped convicts at the time. The most likely explanation is that the security footage shows a man who was simply deeply disturbed. But there is one small detail that doesn't quite add up. The footage shows a man who is breathing heavily, like he's just come from a long run or it's very hot outside. But the temperature that night was a comfortable 68 degrees Fahrenheit, and there was no sign of the man breaking a sweat. So what do you think? What could possibly explain this strange and creepy footage? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.